Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Spawn Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
The bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me this morning on a rainy Sunday. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Billy. How we doing today?
A little, losing my voice a little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little
Changing
raspy
weather.
today. A little raspy.
Everyone's kind of getting sick around this time of year. Andrew Leeds was sick last week.
Man, and
I
look
think
at
Aaron tried to fill in.
We scraped him out of bed this morning. Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, good morning, Billy. I'm definitely still feeling some of the after effects. This cough just won't seem to go away.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad cough for about 3 weeks. My daughter's had one, but I think the fluctuating temperatures it contributes to that. But I did not want to get out of bed this morning.
I don't think anybody did.
I mean,
Like you said, you had to scrape Andrew out of bed. You had to scrape me out.
Yeah,
of bed.
right. You look a little bit more bright-eyed than this young man over here.
You know.
Yeah, it's a rainy Sunday morning.
Have you had your morning coffee yet?
No,
That's
have
why.
Not. I have not.
You know,
I got diesel
Nick,
fueling me.
Do you really?
I think I need some sunshine
You know,
in the bottle right now.
Yeah, that's right. Liquid sunshine
Yes.
from Blitz's. Down the Blitz's markets.
Yeah. Ever since you gave it to us that one day, man,
Isn't that great?
I've been craving it again.
Oh,
I need
my
to get
God,
back
it's the
over
best.
Yeah, maybe we can get some sort of brand deal going and get an unlimited supply of liquid sunshine.
What's going on, gentlemen? Everything good in the youth movement's world?
Yeah, I mean, no complaints. New offensive coordinator for the Eagles. That's fun. I mean, let's see how he does. Former Cowboys offensive coordinator. I know you don't like that.
No, I don't like that. We'll get into the Eagles' moves with Vic Fangio on the defensive side.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little Sixers basketball. By the way, a little anticlimactic. I get all excited to get the game on. No Maxey, no Embiid, no Melton.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Embiid. I mean, it seemed all signs set for him to play
Right.
until like Danny and I
Right.
were talking about like 10 minutes before the game started. All of a sudden, he wasn't even on the injury report.
Yeah, I didn't care that all the other players were injured because I thought if Embiid's going to play, it's going to be a must-watch TV. And we still only lost
Right.
by a few points, which was surprising.
111, 105.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. But, once Embiid got ruled out, I watched a little bit of it, but, I knew they were eventually going to lose, or it was going to be an interesting game, but I didn't want to watch Pat Bev and Nick
Yeah.
Batum,
But I got to tell you, I still like their effort. I still like their it passes the eye test for me. Those guys are fun to watch, even though
They're being coached well, man.
they are. They really are.
Yeah, and you can tell, just like you were saying, the effort. I mean, this is clearly a team that's different from years past, where they have guys in the depth like
They got some.
and
They have
Beverly.
depth.
Well, that's
who
why
can
if they
come
make
to
a
play.
trade, Andrew, to your point, if they make a trade at the deadline, I don't want them to get rid of too much of that depth. They're obviously going to have to get
Remember,
rid of
you got to
expiring
get rid of
contracts.
something to get something.
100%. And you're going to have to pick and choose which expiring contract, which role player you want to part with. I think, a guy like Robert Covington, maybe Nick Batum. I really love him on this team, though. I mean, his entry pass.
I love Batum.
If it
on
was
this
up to
team.
me, I wouldn't get
Yeah,
Batum
I
under
know
that
what?
circumstance.
But like Marcus Morris, too, would be the other option. He plays really important minutes. Or they've already been shopping KJ Martin. But, yeah, I mean, Nick Nurse has really got this team playing well.
I love it. And then, of course, the Flyers, man, they won like 5 in a row, and then now they're losing 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch right now. I mean, hopefully they can.
Tippett
pick
signs a
themselves
big
back up.
contract, but he's on the injured reserve list. And and I don't want to make excuses for this team because they're still fun to watch.
That's their second leading goal scorer, though. He
Yeah.
hasn't been playing
Yeah.
for him.
No, I know, and everybody says this team needs one big goal scorer, one sniper. But who's out there?
You would know better than I would.
I know,
to be honest with
and-
you.
Yeah, and it's a tough time right now because they're in. It is nice to see them winning, but they are still such a young team who's looking to come up. It'd be kind of tough to make a move that big, to
Right.
sacrifice some young players to get a big score, like you're mentioning.
And then, of course, we've got the NFC and AFC championship games today.
Oh, yeah.
The Chiefs versus
wait.
the Detroit Lions. And I mean, not the Chiefs. Sorry, the 49ers versus the Lions. And I know everybody I talk to is pulling for the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. Obviously, if anyone's an Eagles fan, you're obviously going to be pulling for the Lions. I talked about it earlier this week. I want the Lions to beat the 49ers, but if it's the Lions and the Ravens in the Super Bowl, I'm taking the Lions all the way. I'm pushing for the Ravens over the Chiefs, but I'm taking the Lions all the way. I don't think they'll win it, but that's who I'm rooting for.
You can also see how the Detroit Lions defense is taking on the personality of their head coach, Dan Campbell.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, they're out there biting kneecaps every week.
Right?
Like,
I mean, they're like a throwback. They're mean and nasty.
Well, everyone gets upset over Nick Sirianni and his new role with this team, or maybe existing role behind the scenes that we were really just learning about now, where he's just a rah-rah guy. He's a culture guy. He's going to sit in, essentially be a glorified supervisor for this entire team.
Well, that's what a head coach is. He's the CEO of a company. He delegates authority to his offensive and defensive coordinators.
But everyone's okay when Dan Campbell's doing it and is winning ball games, but they're not willing to give Nick Sirianni a shot in doing that. Now it's like, oh, what does he do around here? Well, a lot of coaches do that. A lot of them do. But you just got to get it right. You got to get the right guys around you, and clearly they didn't have that last year.
I don't know about you two guys, but I wasn't like the press conference to me didn't answer a lot of questions. It didn't satisfy me as far as like, you know what, talk's cheap. I wrote an article a couple weeks back. Talk is cheap because they said things at the press conference doesn't mean like Dave Clement yesterday, who played for the Kansas City Chiefs, said coaches say one thing to the players behind closed doors and another thing to the media.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it did really feel like a nothing press conference overall. I mean, it seemed like they were, giving the safe answers, what we want to hear, reassure us, but not really giving us anything to like grasp onto and feel like there's actual change going on outside of the coordinators.
Right. The visible stuff. I mean,
let's be honest though. Like, what can they say as a professional?
Exactly.
They can't say much. So like, to a certain extent, you just have to be grateful for what they are saying to you because they realize that they played horrible this year. It wasn't working. They're making the necessary changes.
Did you see how tired and exhausted Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni looked?
Good.
They look like
I don't want them coming into the press conference bright-eyed, looking freshly
laughing
groomed.
and
happy
and
like
joking,
nothing happened.
Jovial.
I want it to be that way. I want them to be sulking. It was an absolute garbage display of football you put in the field for the past 7 weeks. Let's be honest.
Danny, why didn't anybody listen to me the last 4 weeks of the season when I picked
the
Eagles
Billy,
to lose every single game?
I don't know, because maybe we were still just grasping.
With the exception of the Cardinals, because I thought the Eagles were going to beat the Cardinals. Everybody did.
I thought they were going to beat the Seahawks against Drew Lock.
No.
They couldn't even do that.
I think I got 5 of the last 6 games right.
So on that note, I'm glad they came in like that and they weren't happy at all. And they weren't even happy really to see the media because they still are in a bad place organization-wise. And hopefully Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore, like we talked about, can get them on the right track.
All right, and then the other game is the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, I got to tell you, I have never been able to warm up to the Baltimore Ravens. And you know what it is? I'll tell you why. Because you guys got to get off my lawn. Ever since the Baltimore Colts were moved in the middle of the night by Robert Irsay, I could never warm up to another team in Baltimore other than the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's you be more.
I hate their uniform colors. I hate their mascot or their team's logo. I don't like anything about the Baltimore
See, the main
Ravens.
thing with the Baltimore Ravens that interests me is the fact that they kind of stole the Cleveland Browns away from Cleveland for a couple years.
Yeah, that's what they did.
It is kind of crazy that, they left Cleveland, then they won a Super Bowl within like 10 years in Baltimore with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. So that is kind of crazy to think about. But I mean, I've always liked the Baltimore Ravens. I like the purple. I think it's sleek.
I can't. There's nothing I like about that team.
I like it. Well, let me ask you this. Do you like their head coach?
Yes.
Do you like their quarterback?
No.
What?
I mean, I like Jalen Hurts better than.
He's going to be the MVP of the league this year.
I guess I don't. I told you I don't like anything about that team.
He's going to be a 2-time MVP.
I don't like that team.
Well,
I don't like the Ravens.
They don't care. They're probably going to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Let's
I'm
see.
pulling for the Chiefs today.
Gonna be,
really?
Yes, I am.
How can you pull for the Chiefs?
Yeah, come on, dude.
Andy Reid, Mahomes.
Yeah, you just lost
Travis
the Super Bowl
Kelce,
last year.
Taylor Swift.
Rooting for the Taylor
you want Swifty?
By the way, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think a lot of people are on, especially on social media, people are you're seeing what do you call it? 10-minute shorts or what do you call them?
The Instagram
reels
or
yeah.
TikTok
of the league's fixed. Have you seen those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where
There's
stand
no
on
way
this.
the league's fixed.
It's too many moving parts.
Yeah.
To
Gambling is a big aspect of football now.
If you wanted to rig something, if you wanted to change the outcome of something, you can only do it to a certain extent. I mean, the players control the outcome of these games. Let's be honest. The refs, you could say whatever you want. And that's the big conspiracy theory. The refs have it in for the games and they control it. And sometimes that can be true. But at the end of the day, the players have more control over the game, I feel like, than the refs do.
Like in a perfect world, the league would probably want the Kansas City Chiefs and the Taylor Swift thing to continue going. Because let's face it, she's bringing in a whole multitude of viewers that wouldn't normally be watching football games.
Yeah, I mean, it is
so for the league, that's a good story.
100%. Yeah. But it is the Super Bowl. I mean, it's the highest rated game all season long, for obvious reasons. So they will get a little bit more viewership, but how much more viewership do you need with the Super Bowl is my question.
Just like Travis Kelce did the heart, right?
Yeah.
By the way, we're on StreamYard. If you want to watch us on my YouTube channel, go to my website, thelockerroom.BillySchwein.com. Scroll down, you can see me and the youth movement in here today. And then at 10:30, guys, we're going to talk with a very good friend of mine. He retired as a minor league referee. Had a stint in the NHL, I think, during one of the lockouts. Chris Kozan. But, Chris Kozan's had a long, great career, and he refereed the Flyers alumni game. It was his last game ever. Wow. But you know what happened to Chris? He got, how that one fella died? He got clipped in the neck with a skate not too long ago.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Chris Kozan had his neck cut by a blade and almost died on the ice. So we'll talk to him about his career.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Clinton Malarchuk, another goalie that got clipped, blood all over the ice. He survived that, but he's had a long career. So we're going to talk with Chris Kozan at 10:30. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 to give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. I'm here to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. By the way, fellas, we'll be broadcasting live at La Scala's Beach House Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Come on down and have lunch with the Locker Room crew. You got to get down to La Scala's. They open this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peroni, and $4 house wines. That's La Scala's Beach House. Let's eat.com. All right. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This Sunday, Westwood One brings you Championship Sunday. First, it's the AFC title game. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs face Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then, the Detroit Lions aim for their first ever Super Bowl appearance when they take on the San Francisco 49ers. Doubleheader coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
Listen to Championship Weekend on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 2 p.m.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hey everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Joe Conklin from Conklin's Comedy Night at Parks Casino, and I'm psyched to cheer on the Philadelphia 76ers this season with Parks, the official local casino partner of the 76ers. Parks Casino is #1 with the hottest live tables and slots, great dining and bars, and the best live entertainment. Need a fun and exciting game day destination? Get into Parks to watch your favorite teams at the Liberty Bell Gastropub or the Beer Garden. Visit parkscasino.com. This is how you win. You want to roll for gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room. Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, the intern, producer Danny Ryan, Locker Room Youth Movement. Gotta straighten these young cats out. You're on the radio. Hey,
It's quite the opposite.
So when I got up this morning, I had a voice. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I walk in.
What the heck?
Andrew's
happened?
just getting over being sick. So I'm like, Andrew, how do you feel?
I'm not
and I go,
sick.
Billy, are you sick? You're not. It's my voice. You guys
My-
did a bit together.
Took my daughter to the alumni game, Flyers alumni game. Art Recchi got into the Flyers Hall of Fame, and I told the listeners yesterday that we were sitting in the box with all the 73, 74 players, and I was showing my daughter. I see that number 7 hanging on the rafters. That's him right there. That's Bill Barber. And then I said, see number 1, that number hanging right up there. That's him right there, Bernie Perrott.
Yeah,
And she was really into it, man.
Yeah, that had to be cool, seeing those names and those numbers hanging on the wall and being.
I had
right
explained
next
what
to
they
them.
were, that no one can wear those numbers again. She was really into it. It was great.
I mean, it's cool. She probably thinks her dad's the coolest guy.
Yeah,
alive
yeah.
For that, you know?
She said, "Oh, I bet you nobody in my class has been," because we were down in the locker room area afterwards. She goes, "I bet you nobody in my class has ever been down here."
Right.
Your class? How about the whole school?
Right, exactly. Getting special treatment for Doopy Doo.
All right. Today, like I said, the AFC and NFC championship games. But before we get into that, I do want to talk to you about. I was talking to a friend who will remain anonymous, but he was talking to people that are in the know, former players, and that people are close to the Eagles organization, I guess, if you will, saying that Jalen Hurts, the scuttlebutt is, the rumor is that he wasn't picking up blitzes. He wasn't able, in other words, the playbook wasn't as intense and as complicated as it once was because of his inability to pick up the blitz or see things, his progression. So let me ask you a question first, Andrew Leeds. Obviously, Jalen Hurts regressed, but what did you think of his play down the stretch? Like, who gets the majority of the blame for the Eagles' demise at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, for me, Jalen Hurts definitely does deserve some of the blame. I mean, you can't just exonerate him of all blame, but I do think most of the blame does come with the play calling. It did seem like the offense just.
So you're putting more on the coaches then?
Yeah, I personally think it was more of the play design. I felt like it was very vanilla, very plain. And you brought up the point about blitzes. I mean, that was definitely an issue for him this year, but it also didn't seem like they were giving him many options out of the blitz to just kind of dump it off. Like, it seemed like every route on a blitz was just a bunch of like 15-yard down the field out routes. Like, I don't know how he's going to make
Danny,
a play
people were
blitz.
also complaining about a lot of these pass patterns were go routes, like deep ball.
Yeah,
deep
Yeah,
balls.
they were go routes, they were curl routes. You weren't utilizing the middle of the field. But to your point, what happened between last year and this season? Like you said, the playbook's dumbed down for Jalen Hurts because he's not being,
I didn't
able to
use
read the
that
blitz.
terminology, dumbed down.
That's what you were inferring. That's essentially you're saying it was dumbed down so Hurts could understand.
That's what
it
I'm
better.
hearing.
Why was it more complex last year? And why are we the best team in the NFL aside for one game, one moment?
I
really?
know. It doesn't. It defies logic because I don't know why.
Hey, I don't buy that. To be
Do
honest
you
with
think he was really hurt?
No, I think his knee was much more hurt than they made it out to be. They're going to cover that up.
Is he going to have surgery? Is he going to have arthroscopic procedure to clean out anything? We haven't heard anything.
That's the thing. I don't know because if he's going to, when's it going to happen? You want it to happen probably as soon as the season's over, but maybe they have to go through some sort of process. Sidney Brown just got his ACL surgery a day or two ago.
Right.
So there is a process that goes into this thing if you were to get, arthroscopic knee surgery. But I do think it was much more hurt than they made it out to be because you don't want to be telling the press and the entire NFL that Jalen's playing on a bum knee. Then they're going to target that knee. Get him out of the game.
They don't get specific anyway.
And I feel like you
Exactly.
could just see the leg injury during the year. I mean, he just wasn't as explosive with taking off with the ball like he was at all throughout his career so far.
It confused me, though, because like some games he'd be very disciplined with it. He wouldn't scramble out of the pocket. And in other games, he looked like his knee was fine. And he was getting like 70 rushing yards on the game. Like definitely not Hurts of last year, but it was weird. Like, was it hurt? Was it not hurt?
And he was also, I mean, I was a season ticket holder and I used to go to all the games. When you watch on TV, you can't see who's all the other people that are open down the field. You're pretty much looking where the ball goes, right?
It's a problem too, though, when you're running these go and these curl routes, and the guys aren't even turning around by the time Jalen has to release it. I mean, what do you expect him to do as a quarterback if no one's facing you? And I guess have some anticipation. I get that. It makes it a lot harder though when the blitz is coming and you have guys aren't turning around in the middle of their routes.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a lot made out of all of the turnovers that he had this year, but I remember seeing a stat that I think he had, like, despite having the fourth most turnovers, he had the second least amount of turnover worthy plays. I mean, a lot of those turnovers seem to just be a lot of miscommunications with the wide receivers or people just falling down in the middle of the route.
I could probably count about 4 or 5 that was miscommunication with the receiver or it tipped off the receiver's hands into the defensive back for an interception. So they hire a guy in Kellen Moore who was 8th in pre-snap motion last season.
Right.
He's had a top offense in the past out of the past 5 seasons.
He was with the Chargers.
Yes, last season. He was with the Cowboys before that for really to start his career as a coordinator.
Right.
Started as their quarterbacks coach.
Right.
Obviously was a backup for them, but I mean, everyone wanted pre-snap motion. He was 8th in pre-snap motion last year with the Chargers. Had the top offense, or one of the top offenses, top 6 to be exact, in 3 of 5 seasons. The only time he didn't is because of injuries that derailed the Cowboys. So, I mean, this guy, he kind of sticks to his guns. He does a lot of curl routes, but he's, the success speaks for itself. And
they had talent. They had some offensive weapons in San Diego. Justin Hobert.
Los Angeles,
Los Angeles. San Diego.
It's all right. So
it's been like 5 years,
right?
But
I still haven't gotten used to the Baltimore thing.
How do you feel about Jim Harbaugh going there, by the way?
Interesting. I mean, well, it's a wait and see for me. I mean, he had a stint. He was with the 49ers. He took them to the Super Bowl. So why can't he do it again, especially with Herbert?
I like that he got out of college, though. I mean, he won a national championship for his alma mater. That's huge, and I think that's all you really can achieve there. And he completed that, obviously. So his time there is all but done. But I'm really intrigued to see if he can win a Super Bowl and tie with his brother. Maybe his brother gets his second this year, though. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a history of making his quarterbacks look so much better than they have been. I mean, he took over when Alex Smith was there, who seemed to be kind of a bust before Harbaugh kind of came to them and brought them to multiple NFC title games. And now he's got a guy who has proven talent like Justin Herbert with a lot of weapons, like you mentioned. I think it's a match.
I think coaching is so much more important to me in football than in any other professional sport. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. I mean, NBA, you can only do
Tortorella is doing a great job with this young crew. I think he's getting the maximum out of it. Obviously, Nick Nurse is phenomenal. We all agree that we all like Nick Nurse, right?
How about Doc Rivers making his Bucs coaching debut tomorrow night against the Nuggets?
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
And Robbie Thompson, the manager of the Phillies, I mean,
you got to push the right buttons, but you can't control the play on the field, really.
Right.
To a certain extent, they can't do anything. It's out of their control.
Yeah, I would agree with football. I mean, you just have so many guys that you have to be a leader of for football. I mean, you got a roster of 53 men that you've got to coach and make sure they're ready to go. I agree with that.
Another thing that Jalen Hurts is being criticized for is his interaction with the players on the sidelines when they come off the field. Whether it's a good play or a bad play, he just comes to the bench, has that stoic look, stares. It's like a deep, dark stare in the outer space. He doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't converse with anybody. At least we don't see it on the TV angle.
It is strange because you look back to last year and the year before that, and he did have that kind of, high energy when there was a good play and seemed excited to be out there versus this year. I mean, it seems like
what do you see, Tom Brady or any of the great quarterbacks, even Patrick Mahomes? When a player makes a bad player, he'll go up to him and say, "All right, we're going to need you. You know what I mean? We're going to need a big play from you. You're one of my big play guys." He's reassuring. He's like, a quarterback has to do everything. Another coach on the field, an inspirational leader.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it as a whole, but I do think he needs to get more interactive next season. Like you said, maybe he is doing some of this stuff on the sideline, and we're not seeing it on the TV angle. The cameras aren't showing it, but I'm not expecting him to be this, rah-rah guy screaming at his teammates, because he'll never be that. That's just not who Jalen Hurts is. But you can also just kind of talk to your teammates. You don't have to scream at them. You can hype them up and motivate them.
And we know that he works out. I mean, he
things.
worked out with Kelsey, right? He's working out with the linemen. I mean, he does have a good relationship. It's just that visually, it's not jumping out at us. Like, look, people look at him when they're losing, those things become a glaring, like they're more evident.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, when you're losing, they become more evident. They become a problem. When we were winning, it was like, look at Jalen Hurts sitting on the bench. He's so cool. He's so good.
That's exactly.
He's cooler than the other side of the pillow.
He's got a level head. We're in good hands with him as the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. But now that he's losing, it's like, oh, this guy is just soft. He doesn't speak. He's quiet. Let's all just take a breather. Let's go into next season, see how he acts, how he plays. If he's playing well, you're not going to care that he's quiet on the sideline. I guarantee you'll never bring it up again.
All right. 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to shoot us a text and participate in the show, leave us your name and where you're from. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Now, on the other side, guys, we're going to talk with a good friend of mine. He's retiring after a long, successful career as a AHL, ECHL referee, but he's got some stories to tell. He's reffed some big games, and he was the ref of the Flyers alumni game on Friday night at the Wells Fargo Center. We'll be talking with Chris Kozan on the other side. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. At 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. I'm here to tell you about the Stanton Insurance Group, SIG Protection, or the what ifs keeping you up at night. Life is full of surprises, but with Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, your automobile, your business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here and talk with NHL, AHL referee Chris Kozan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
When I saw that press conference, I was like, man, this dude, Nick Sirianni, ain't going to make it through the trade deadline next year. That's how bad this thing is setting up to be in Philadelphia. You can't have, just like you can't have two quarterbacks. If you got two quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. If you got two head coaches, you got no head coach.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan. Call Lenigan.
Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste. It's a place. Rendezvous Pizza is what right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home. No matter where you go. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something big. To apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use at Chico & Sons in Northfield for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, Andrew Lee, joining me here on a Sunday morning in the rain. Not here in the locker room. Now my first guest this morning, he's a good friend of mine. Lives in Ocean City in the summer. He's a surfer. He's also a referee. Had a long, good and a great career, minor league referee. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room, Chris Kozan. Good morning, Chris. I just want to say one word to you. Oh. Hey, Cozy, I got to tell you, I want to kick myself because Friday afternoon, Craig Berube texted me and he said, or we talked. He says, "Oh, I'm reffing tonight. I'm coaching tonight." I went, "What?" And he goes, "Well, you want to go to the game?" I said, "Yeah." So he gave me 2 tickets. I never thought to look at the referee, which was you. But see here. But here's the thing, Cozy. You're doing a good. No, here's the thing, Cozy. You're doing a good job, but nobody recognizes. Nobody knows his stripes. If you're drawing attention to yourself, that's right. If you're, I said, you know what I said to him, to you guys. I said, what did you do? Swallow your whistle during that alumni game?
Letting the vets play.
Chris, when I found out that you're retiring after a long, illustrious career as a minor league referee, I mean, you've reffed a lot of games. You've seen a lot of hockey, and you've had some ice and off ice things to overcome in your career. How fast did that career go flying by? Is that right? Right. Go out. Cozy, I want to. Right. Well, it's in the Cozy bloodlines. All right, Cozy, you've had a couple traumatic things happen in your career I want to go over. I will never forget, I was in Fort Lauderdale, and this was back in like the late 80s, I guess, early 90s. I'm watching World News Tonight, and I'm in Fort Lauderdale in a bar, and I see this big melee, big fight, and it made World News Tonight. And there's Chris Kozan. Tell us what happened. It was all World News Tonight. Get out, really?
Wow.
Well, Cozy, but Cozy, if my memory serves me correctly, you got in trouble for that. You that probably hindered your career a little bit, wouldn't you say? Well, it wasn't your fault, but nah, you can't. Yeah. Right. No, I know. But nah. But Cozy, the reason why it resonates with me is because here I am at Fort Lauderdale. I haven't at that point hadn't seen you in a couple months, and I see you on World News Tonight as their like lead story. It was pretty fun. All right, Peter Jennings, yeah. You don't see that. Nah. That's right. All right, Cozy. On a real serious note, you also were involved in a very very scary hockey accident, and I was thinking about you not too long ago when one of the hockey players overseas was clipped in the neck with a skate, and he died on the ice. That happened to you. That happened to you, didn't it? Tell our listeners what happened. Right. Oh, blood everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, you lost a lot of blood. Was it hard, Cozy? Let me ask you this question: was it hard for you to when you've made a full recovery, like your body healed mentally? How hard was it for you to get back on the ice? And I mean, it's got to be in the back of your mind. Like anytime you have something traumatic like that happen, I would imagine there was a lot of trepidation getting back on that ice. Right. Yeah, but I mean, you got to have in the back of your mind that they're a little cautious about what happened. I mean, those blades are. People don't realize how sharp those blades are, man. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know you were. Hey, Cozy, Wayne Gretzky now is an advocate for wearing guards around people wearing players wearing guards around the neck. Right. Yeah. Right. Right by the juggler. Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right, Cozy, let me ask you, what's one thing you're going to miss about refereeing? The one thing you're going to miss most about refereeing? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, I can imagine. And here you are on the ice with you had Ray Bork with the Bruins and Kenny Linsman, some real Bruins greats. Of course, Lindros with the Flyers, LeClaire, Recchi, Brian Propp, right? Mike Richards, Hartnell. They played great. Yeah. I thought he hated me his whole life. Yeah. Good. He's a good guy, though. Right. Golden era, man. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun, man. Well, Cozy, listen, we got to run, but I wanted to get you on to congratulate you on a wonderful, wonderful career, and we'll get together. I'll see you in the summer down in Ocean City. But yeah, man. Yeah, you did. You really did. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Cozy. Listen, man, we love you. We'll talk to you again. Thanks. There he is, Chris Cozy on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. A great career. You know what they say, guys? When you do something you love, you never work a hard day in your life.
No, it was a great interview.
Right?
I mean, he had some great stories. I'm just glad he's still with us on this
Dude, you
earth.
should have seen all the blood. I mean, I saw you can YouTube it.
It's unbelievable.
It's like
blessing.
like
I mean,
just
like you
pulling
said, all that stuff working out.
Yeah.
The the medical officials were right there on the bench, not in a suite. He was 3 minutes away from a trauma hospital. Like it's a miracle he's still alive.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
incredible.
All right.
Awesome interview.
The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Embiid on the back down against Wembanyama. Powers by him and slams him. He banged into him and then dunked the ball.
It's Sixers Trailblazers tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, it's Boost Mobile here with a great deal to keep you connected. Now, when you switch to Boost, you get 4 lines for $100, plus 4 free 5G smartphones like the Galaxy A15 or the Moto G Stylus 5G. We're here to bring you the best phones on America's largest 5G networks, so you can get after it. Switching is easy. Just head to your local Boost Mobile store. That's 4 lines and 4 phones for $100, only at a Boost Mobile near you. Requires port-in, auto-pay, and ID verification. Available in select markets only. Other restrictions apply. See participating stores for details.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app for the real Philly fan, and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdown. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than Bet Parks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in NBA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Number 1-800 down.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds in here with me today on a Sunday, rainy Sunday. And I just got a text message from Mark Grimes. Now, Mark has known the Kozan family for a long, long time, but he didn't know the story. So, like, he didn't know that about Kozan. I mean, those two stories about him on World News Tonight, him getting cut, pretty big stories.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, like, I texted both of you in the middle of the intro. I go, this guy is great. Great stories, great insight, and just a great career. I mean, I'm really happy he got to ref in that alumni game.
Yeah, it was great. And I'm so mad at myself because I had my daughter there with Chief. We went down to after the game with Chief's wife Dominique, and we went downstairs and we're walking down there, and all the players were there, and she got to see everybody. And so she said she wanted to meet Chief. So, but she was getting tired. It was like 10 o'clock at night. She's only 8 years old. So I said, we got to leave. As soon as I leave, Cozy walked up to Chief. He goes, "Hey, where's Schweiner?" He goes, "Oh, you just missed him." So he called me on the way home, and that's how we hooked up. I didn't even know he was reffing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had that phone call.
Yeah, let's get the listeners in on a text message.
Yeah, we want to hear from you today. So obviously, Championship Sunday, both the AFC and NFC Championship games going off. We want to hear who you have in each game, and also, I mean, the Eagles, 2 new hires at coordinator.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore, former Cowboys and Chargers offensive coordinator, comes to Philly, and then Vic Fangio, former Dolphins coordinator and former consultant for the Eagles last season before the Super Bowl, comes to Philly. So text in, give your opinion. What do you think of the hires, and who do you have today? Chiefs or Ravens or Lions Niners?
609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-403-0973. Well, guys, first hour's in the books. I just can't believe how fast this goes.
You said every Sunday and Saturday.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Hour 2, we're going to break down. We're going to talk NFC, AFC championship games, a little bit more Sixers, a little bit more Flyers. We're going to have fun with the youth movement in here today on a rainy Sunday. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
This Sunday, Westwood One brings you Championship Sunday. First, it's the AFC title game. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs face Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then, the Detroit Lions aim for their first ever Super Bowl appearance when they take on the San Francisco 49ers. Doubleheader coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
Listen to Championship Weekend on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 2 p.m.
Hi, this is Brighton Richards from Apex East Roofing. You know, the blonde-haired girl in the pink truck. If you've been having issues with your roof from all the rain over the last few weeks, or if you're just worried about leaks from upcoming storms this winter, give us a call. We can be at your house within 24 to 48 hours for an estimate and install a new roof within 1 to 7 business days. We also do emergency tarping and repairs, as well as siding and gutters.
Get a price on your roof in 30 seconds at ApexEastRoofing.com.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I hate free money and finishing first. Said no one ever. At Raceway Kia, you'll finish first with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 90 days. And right now, you can lease a rugged new 2023 Kia Sorento for only $199 a month. Stop by Raceway Kia today or visit online at racewaykia.com. Ends 131/24 OAC with KMF. 3 years, 30,000 miles, $49.95 to its signing. Tax, title, license, and fees extra. Security deposit waived. Stock number PG248651.
In the 1930s, Lucky Luciano, founder of the modern mafia, was taken down by prosecutor Eunice Carter, one of the first Black woman assistant district attorneys in New York. The Godmother, an immersive 10-part podcast, delves into her unstoppable rise as she takes on roles from writer to politician, revealing a badass anti-hero, unafraid to bend the rules for justice.
But for Eunice Carter, I don't know that Luciano would ever have been convicted of anything.
Listen to The Godmother wherever you get your podcasts.
You have the choice, whether it's going out to dinner or ordering takeout at a local restaurant or buying that new outfit from a local boutique. Those choices help to put money back into your community. Town Square Media South Jersey proudly puts a spotlight on local businesses.
Broadlee's, your trusted source for heating and plumbing service and installation for generations. Call 609-390-3907 or visit broadlees.net. Manhattan Bagel. Looking for a quick snack or a full meal? Easy to use menu, customize how you'd like, place your order and sit back. ManhattanBagel.com has you covered. Start fresh, fast, order online for pickup and delivery. Clean Lines Painting. For a quality job, remember the name, CleanLinesPaint.com. And Kindle Auto Plaza, the area's best selection of Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Wagoneer. off exit 10 on the Parkway on Stone Harbor Boulevard. Call 609-465-5000 or KindleAutoplaza.com.
Thank you for supporting your local businesses from Town Square Media, South Jersey.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles,
They've got him. It's a sack.
Sixers,
Oh, baby.
and Flyers. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room. Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, the producer, the intern Andrew Leeds here on a rainy Sunday. Didn't want to get out of bed, boys. The rain, the pit, like so. My bedroom's upstairs, and it's like a A-frame, type thing up there. And when it's raining hard, you can hear the pitter patter. Just don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, it's almost like therapeutic to hear.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like the raindrops coming down.
Like
in the
people
morning.
do that, don't they? Make those machines that does that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had it real.
Some people get the white noise apps and it'll literally just be raindrops. And
See, as
put 'em to sleep.
the locker room, Billy Schwein, I can't call out sick.
No, of course
No.
not. We're here every single Saturday and Sunday. Well, I'm
without
here every
fa-
Sunday.
And without fail.
You're here every single Saturday and Sunday.
609-403-0973. We want the listeners to get involved. And Danny, what are we asking them?
Yeah, we want to know who you have in today's AFC and NFC championship game. Do you have the Ravens or the Chiefs, and do you have the Lions or the 49ers? I think we can all agree here in the locker room we're taking the Lions in the NFC game, but
Absolutely.
I want to pick your brains on who you want in the AFC game. I want the Ravens. I think Andrew wants the Ravens too. Billy, you want the Chiefs?
I want the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
It's so surprising to
Disgusting.
me. I mean,
Well,
I guess
first
I
of all-
understand it more, hearing your reasons is why you don't like the Ravens, but I mean, still, the Chiefs, they're there every year. I mean, they just beat the Eagles.
That's
last
the only
year.
thing. That's the only thing that is holding me back from really being all in. Like I don't really care, but I do like. I got to be honest with you. I like all the extracurricular with the Chiefs. Randy Reed, Mahomes, Taylor Swift.
Well, it gives you a storyline to tune in.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
understand that.
And all
And
these people that say they're tired of the Taylor Swift thing. I'm tired of it.
I just like,
It's
I'm-
part of the allure of the story.
I personally just don't
I disagree with that,
care
to be honest with
Really?
too much. Yeah, I would say I don't care that much about it. I'm not one of those people who are like freak out every time
Right.
they show her on screen, like, oh, this
I
is
don't either.
ridiculous. But like, I'm not exactly rooting for it to
Andrew,
continue.
I don't either. I mean, when they showed, but it doesn't piss me off.
No, it doesn't at
I
all.
think we
to
can
me
all
either.
agree that it doesn't like irk us like some people get
No.
mad over it.
I mean,
but
she's a fan rooting for her boyfriend. It's
Right.
gonna
What's wrong with
happen.
that?
right. To a certain extent, though, when they pan over to her for like the 15th time that broadcast, I say to myself, I'm like, all right, that's a little bit far.
I get
It's
annoyed
enough.
at the broadcast.
Yeah, I
you
get
know,
annoyed at
the
the
station, like,
cameras, the
it's-
producers that are telling them to go there, but they're just trying to do their job and get ratings, so I get it. But some people literally will like get mad, go type on Twitter like all these
As if it's
explicit-
her
Yes,
fault.
they get all, I
or
mean, I
that
don't
it's-
understand.
It's
By the way,
ridiculous.
we're going to be broadcasting live Super Bowl Sunday at Lascala's Beach House
Ooh.
in Brigantine, and I'm looking at some of their specials. When you get, we're going to have lunch with the locker room down there right after the show.
Very nice.
12:30 to 2. Lunch with the locker room. Next week we'll give more details out on that. But they have this regatta board, and it's a regatta honey, wood fired.
Oh, I've had that.
It's like it's a meal, but
Delicious.
it's like a dessert
Oh,
that
that
eats like a
sounds-
meal.
Yes.
That sounds incredible.
You have to try it. I'm telling you right now. It's
And then they have
delicious.
this lobster fondue, whatever. F-O-N-D-U-T-A.
Whatever, brush it off.
How would you say that?
Spell it again.
Read that, the second one. How would you say that? Fondue?
Yeah, Funduta.
Funduta.
Fundutta.
That's
I'm not
unbelievable.
sure if you
And of
wanna
course,
check
they're
it out, Danny.
meatballs. You guys laughing at me, but you know.
No, I just laugh. You're like,
So pronounce
fun-
that.
fondue-
whatever.
How do you say that? How do you say that?
Looks like fonduta.
Fondue.
Yeah,
So
but
I can't pronunciate, but it's unbelievable.
it is. I mean, they got a lot of good stuff over at Lascala's. Oh man, I just lost the menu in the middle of the transfer, but also too at the text
Just
board.
threw an INT.
Yeah, right. A little Jalen Hurts pick. 609-403-0973. I want you to chime in not only about the AFC and NFC championship game results, who you got, how you see these games going, but how you're reacting to these new coordinator hires for the Eagles. Kellen Moore in as the OC, was with the Chargers and Cowboys, and also Vic Fangio. It was announced officially yesterday. He is now the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Are you guys surprised at the speed in which these positions have been filled?
I wouldn't say
not
I'm
really.
that surprised, especially with Fangio. I mean, as soon as it became clear that he was available, it was pretty clear that he was going to come to Philly.
They asked him in the middle of the press conference because the report dropped in the press conference that he was leaving.
Right.
And I mean, last year, the whole rumor was that if Jonathan Gannon didn't, kind of wait to make his decision, then we would have ended up with Fangio as the defensive coordinator last year. And I think it's good to get some veteran presence to help Sirianni and help this team kind of take that next step and hopefully fix things from last year.
Well, first off, I think they were in some sort of meeting or phone call with Fangio, and he was letting them know that, hey, I'm probably going to leave Miami before the press conference. Because if you remember, the press conference was 30 minutes delayed.
Right.
And they came out, and they didn't explain why it was 30 minutes delayed. They explained why it took so long, to get the press conference on Wednesday in the middle of the week.
Right.
But I think they were on the phone with Fangio. Obviously it worked out. They ended up signing him as their defensive coordinator, and he's exactly what their defensive philosophy, or he fits perfectly their defensive philosophy. Like Jonathan Gannon was bend, don't break. Who's the godfather of that? It's Vic Fangio. So they bring in the guy who created that type of defensive philosophy. I like it. Kellen Moore, I see a lot of mixed reactions about, a lot of people saying that the Chargers got worse when he went there offensively. Dak had a breakout year. Dallas did better offensively when he left. Right. So we'll see. But anything I think we can at least agree on is better than Brian Johnson and the Nick
I got to be
Sirianni
honest
combo.
with you. I can honestly sit here and say I don't know, but I don't know much about
it. I like the Kellen Moore hire a little bit. I mean, it's not blowing
me
me out.
It's gonna be a wait and see for me.
Yeah, it's not making me immediately excited and like, oh, we're back. But I mean,
you're indifferent.
Yeah, because I mean, you go back 2-3 years ago, and he was kind of seen as like the offensive mastermind behind those Cowboys offenses that were putting up a lot of production. I know it wasn't leading to success in the playoffs, but a lot of success in the regular season and production. And obviously, this last year in Los Angeles kind of hampered that opinion. But I still see the positive that we saw in Kellen Moore like 2 or 3 years ago, and think that he could bring us back to that offensive prowess of last year.
I'm looking at these the menu here, and I'm this hot Italian. Listen to this: sausage,
Dude,
pepperoni.
Are you hungry or what?
Yeah, sausage, pepperoni, long hots, and mozzarella. That's delicious, right?
All right, so you can
get
get up go to La Scala's right now, get some food for us, bring it back to the studio before the show's done.
I'll have Chris, the manager, send us something.
Taste tested on the air, yeah. Got a few texts rolling in, by the way.
609-403-0973. Go ahead, Danny.
Nick from South Jersey chimes in, says, you guys all better not count Patrick Mahomes out. Remember, he's got Taylor Swift on his side. LOL. Taylor Swift, the highest paid cheerleader in the league. Yeah, I mean, she's going to be the talk of the town.
All right, let me ask you, what do you guys think about Jason Kelsey with his shirt off with the buffalo with the mob?
I couldn't believe the people
chugging
that were
beers
like,
and what was he drinking out of a bowling ball?
See, he took a shot of something out of a bowling ball in the tailgate, and then his wife goes on some sort of news network with a sit-down interview and says he wanted to go through a table. He was looking for a table to jump through. He just didn't find it. So there was a lot of pent-up energy once he got into the suite. That's why he had the shirt off, going crazy, jumping out of the suite.
It was so funny seeing him on the New Heights podcast, his podcast with Travis this week. And he said, like, I went up to Kylie. I'm like, hey, I'm jumping out of the box. I'm jumping out. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. It's happening.
I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you it's happening. That's what he said.
Do you think he's retiring, Andrew?
I don't know, man. I mean, I was pretty convinced after the loss.
I don't think he is.
But yeah, ever since, I mean, he shot it down pretty quickly, and it seems like obviously he's still loves the game of football and wants to be surrounded by it. I could definitely see him come back, but it'd probably just be for the one more year.
Yeah.
I can't see it going much longer.
He loves the game, man.
I just get so scared with him, man. I mean, he's 13 years in the NFL as a center, the best center in the league, if not top two.
I mean, think about this.
He's still effective.
Yeah,
Can
100%.
you name a single player who retired coming off of an all-pro first-team season? I mean, not even Tom Brady made an all-pro team the year before he retired.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Oh, 100%.
I can see him going one more year.
I could. I just get scared with the CTE. Like he's talked about it. He talked about it in the documentary on Prime Video. That
what he's saying he's got he could.
No, he's just saying he fears for it because it doesn't show up until later on after retirement. And
how many
honestly,
concussions has he had?
That's the thing. I fear that like the damage is already done. But how much worse do you want to make it?
I mean, you never know. Any Sunday,
wide receivers and running backs, quarterbacks probably are more susceptible because they're at a higher speed of being
But
hit.
Jason's banging his head every single play,
Yeah, I mean,
every
look at the
single
tush
snap.
push. He's kind of
Yeah, but it's
driving
not
his
at a
head
high,
into the
but it's
ground.
not a high velocity.
Well, yeah, they're not leading with their helmet running
Right.
20 miles per hour, but every single snap for 13 years. And he's essentially an Iron Man, aside from the beginning of his career when he got hurt. He's played a lot of
I forget
snaps.
the exact amount of games
So-
that it's been in a row, but it's in the
Yeah.
hundreds.
Right. I think he'll come back for one more year. Like right
I
now,
do too.
I think he's in the evaluation process. What direction is this team heading in?
Yeah.
Is it worth me coming
He
back?
wants, he's evaluating like it's a business
It
decision.
is. I mean, he's got
taught-
3
seeing
kids.
what direction the Eagles are going to go. If he likes what direction they are going in, that'll determine whether he comes back or not.
One more text before we head to break. Here are my final scores from Jeff in Ocean City. KC 27, Baltimore 24. So he has the
Yeah.
Chiefs by 3.
I agree.
And then the NFC Championship game, San Francisco 35, Detroit 28. That's Jeff in Ocean City. And he says, and I'm here to watch football. No Taylor from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great game.
609-403-0973 is the text board. What's that?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game between Baltimore and Kansas City. Both games, I'm hoping
Both
for
should be
good
good.
games, but I mean,
just don't like the Ravens.
I
I
don't
don't
know
like
why.
their unis. I don't like
They're
the
good
I-
team. You just don't like that they're not the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Can't get warmed up. By the way,
It's a
I
good
also-
team.
Full disclosure, I got to tell you, when I was growing up, I was a Kansas City Chiefs. That was my AFL team. To get back in those
Yeah,
days,
they were
it was
separate.
the AFL and the NFL. Then you had the merger. Then it became AFC, NFC, right?
Yeah.
Little history for you young guys. I was a Chiefs fan.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I
makes
get
sense
it.
why
I
you want
get
them to
it.
win then.
Yeah, see, for
Personally,
me,
I could never do that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like rooting so hard for the Ravens. Where if the Chiefs end up winning, I do like the Chiefs. I like Andy.
You guys
Reid.
know who Len Dawson was?
Yeah, I know the
No.
name. I know the
Danny,
name.
you don't know who Len Dawson was?
No, who's Len
How
Dawson?
about Bobby Bell?
That name sounds more familiar. It's one of those things where I
Yeah.
got to see a picture to see if I truly know who it is.
How about Ed Podolak?
No,
No,
definitely
that one's-
not.
that one's out of the
1000%.
question.
Willie Lanier.
Twice on Sundays.
Willie Lanier.
Willie
You
Lanier?
ever hear Willie Lanier?
No.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I
Buck
think.
Buchanan.
Oh, I know
All right.
that name.
These guys are all
Buck
Chiefs that won
Buchanan,
the,
come on,
they
that's
won the Super Bowl. I think it was Super Bowl 4 or whatever.
Super Bowl 4. Yep, they won Super Bowl.
So,
Yep, Super Bowl.
Check
4.
it out.
They beat
Kansas City,
the,
I'm naming Kansas City.
Listen.
Elmo Wright.
Elmo.
You can name the
Elmo,
AFL,
right.
all the
Otis
AFL
Taylor.
players you want.
Otis Taylor.
We're not going to know him. We're not going to know him. Listen, my last 2 thoughts on the Chiefs. I don't want them to win today because one, they beat us in the Super Bowl last year. We came
Yeah.
there were 2 different instances in which we came a play away from winning the Super Bowl. And the second reason is they're becoming like the Patriots at this point. Their dominance is clearly visible. It's shown 6 straight AFC championship games. I don't want to see him in the Super Bowl again. I don't.
Yeah.
Mahomes is that good, guys.
I want some fresh
No,
teams.
Mahomes
is that
is
good.
So is Lamar.
unreal.
Mahomes is
Yeah, but Mahomes
is
has
the
done it
top
for-
tier.
he's-
100%.
I bet you
But
they're not
Lamar's
too-
right below that tier.
What's the age difference between those? There's not much.
Probably a
we
year.
can look
They
it
were
up on the
two-
other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're back-to-back drafts. I know.
Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, the Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. I was down there yesterday. Go down there and say hello to the guys down there and gals at Circle Liquor. I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. Now, we're going to be broadcasting live at La Scala's Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Come on down. Afterwards, have lunch with the Locker Room crew. La Scala's Beach House is in Brigantine. It opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. You'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out of the Scala's. Are open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Hey, every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, and $4 house wines. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Check out their menu there. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Hope you had a great weekend. We'll be back talking a little bit about the Eagles offseason and more, plus Sixers and Flyers weekend. Sixers with a couple of interesting games. Oh, yes, Embiid and Jokic, part 2, and championship weekend. We've got it all for you Monday at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, it's Boost Mobile here with a great deal to keep you connected. Now, when you switch to Boost, you get 4 lines for $100, plus 4 free 5G smartphones like the Galaxy A15 or the Moto G Stylus 5G. We're here to bring you the best phones on America's largest 5G networks, so you can get after it. Switching is easy. Just head to your local Boost Mobile store. That's 4 lines and 4 phones for $100, only at a Boost Mobile near you. Requires port-in, auto-pay, and ID verification. Available in select markets only. Other restrictions apply. See participating stores for details.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use at Chico and Sons in Northfield for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, producer Danny Ryan with me today. A dreary Sunday. We're warming things up. By the way, guys, do you know who Hank Stram is?
Stop throwing these names out. It's going to be the same answer every single time.
He won Super Bowl IV with the head coach.
Okay.
I'm giving you guys history.
Well, on that
Free of
note,
charge.
Jeff in Ocean City chimes in again and says, Billy, this is no longer the 60s. The Baltimore Colts are not returning, and neither is All in the Family on your TV.
How about this today?
I'm not playing that theme song yet. It's not happening.
We talked about you guys even know about electric football.
I did know that. I don't know what the point of it is. It didn't really.
Well, the board vibrates. And the guys get their arms locked.
Is it a game? Do you play against somebody? Or you just watch it?
I'll stick to Madden.
Back in the day, there used to be like Sears, Robux, but they had like a catalog. They get delivered to your house. Look in the catalog what they wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
They circle it and leave the rip the page out, put it on mom and dad's nightstand.
I used to do that with my old Toys R Us magazines.
I will say, now that's a memory I can relate to. I used to rip up the Toys R Us magazines, hand to my mom if she wanted like Christmas gift ideas. I remember that.
609-403-0973. What are we asking the people today, Danny?
Yeah, we want to know your opinion on these new coordinator hires for the Philadelphia Eagles. Their coaching staff, aside from a few assistants and advisors, is pretty much set. Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator, former Cowboys offensive coordinator for quite a while, and was with the Chargers last season. Mixed reviews, like I said before. A little bit, some people like it, some people don't. Some people are just grateful it's not Brian Johnson anymore. And also Vic Fangio, the new defensive coordinator for your Philadelphia Eagles, was an advisor for 2 weeks before the Super Bowl last year. And they tried bringing him in, like you said earlier in the show, Billy, but Jonathan Gannon and the whole Super Bowl process, it just wasn't going to work out. But also, too, who do you think is going to win the AFC and NFC championship games today at 609-403-0973? Once again, that's 609-403-0973.
All right, now I want to switch gears, guys. I want to get back to a little Flyers talk, because Flyers have made some news in the offseason. Not too many people talking about it. It's an unfortunate situation about Carter Hart.
Yeah, I mean
it's
the
just,
Flyers are planning for
trouble.
a future without him permanently. It's tough.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, going to Canadian court, and who knows how it's going to end
I
up.
saw a report that the London, Ontario Police Department are expecting five players to turn themselves in.
Yeah, and there were a couple other players who, when the Flyers released that statement saying that Carter Hart was going to be taking time away from the team, that I forget who, but there were a couple other players where their teams released similar statements of just saying they're taking an indefinite leave of absence, which seemed to be connected to this case.
Something that happened way back in 2018.
Yeah. I mean, I had no idea the situation was even a thing until the Carter Hart news came
So let me
out.
ask you this question then, Leeds. You think this is affecting the team? Does this have anything to do with their 5-game skid? Keep in mind, they've also lost Tippett, who they just signed to a $48 million contract, and he's by far their fastest skater and second overall goal leader in goal scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Tippett thing
do those two things have an effect on this team?
They definitely have an effect. I mean, I think the Tippett thing more than the Hart thing, because you look at Carter Hart and he was already splitting games with Emerson. You know, it's not like he was Harrison. Yeah, he wasn't playing every game anyway. I mean, it does definitely have an impact on the locker room, but I mean, I don't think it's as big as probably the Tippett one, where that's, I mean, a guy who is producing heavily for this team and just not being able to have him on the ice. I think those both do play a role, but I think the Tippett one is probably playing a little bit bigger of an impact.
Danny Ryan, let me ask you this question. The Flyers obviously don't have enough horses. When the playoffs start, the game gets tighter, checking gets tougher, closer checking game. This team needs, what do they need in your estimation?
They need to pick up someone at the deadline. I mean, John Tortorella said it in a sit-down interview a few weeks ago. We're not going to fall in love with these guys. We talked about it last Sunday. This team plans to make moves. Danny Briere plans to make moves because they didn't plan to compete this early on in their rebuild. And maybe they are going to tail off a little bit here at the end. They've lost, 5 straight now. Obviously, you asked Andrew too. Is it Tippett more or is it Cart more as far as the absence on the ice? I think it's a even combination of both.
It's got to hurt the team
because now you only have really one true solidified goalie there in Harrison. What was it? Cal Peterson's the backup for him. And Owen Tippett, like you said, the second leading goal scorer. So when you lose 2 important guys like that on the ice and you go on a skid like this, you have to attribute it to that. I mean, it'll be huge once they get Tippett back, whenever that's going to be. They're, like you said, sign him to an 8-year, $49.6 million extension. So they like him for a long time. And if you remember, Billy, he was acquired in the Claude Giroux trade when they shipped him over to the Florida Panthers. So, and then Claude Giroux left the Panthers and went to the Senators right after. So it's, a clear win in that trade for the Flyers, but I definitely do think it's a combination of both.
The Flyers are 25-19-5. They've definitely overachieved.
Oh yeah.
But like I've said this in the beginning of the season that you remember last week when you guys were a couple weeks ago, you guys teasing me about the clicker and the remote.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't hit the clicker. I've been able to watch these games in their entirety without clicking or going to another channel.
Even with them losing?
Well, no, not recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday I listened to the game on the radio because I was in the car traveling, and I caught most of the game on the radio. It doesn't do it justice. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Tim Saunders does a great job calling the game and setting that up in your mind.
How about his voice when someone scores a goal?
I love him. Tim Saunders is great.
Score!
He's good.
That's
I
awesome.
like him.
It's classic.
But I didn't get to see the game, so I can't really.
It's a different
perspective.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, again, I was at the game against the Lightning last week. I think that might have been what started their losing streak, or maybe it was their second loss in that streak. But it was still a fun game to watch. I mean, they fought till the end, ended up being 6-3, but it was 4-3 till the end. I mean, it is a fun team to watch even when they're losing, but it is definitely starting to reach that point where it's like, okay, was that just a hot start and it's time to cool down, or are they just in a rough patch that they're going to be able to come back from?
I think it's a rough patch.
I'd like to think so.
I think they'll be able to come back. Although, playing the Bruins right before going to this week-long break, the All-Star break, after losing 4 games, and now you just lost your fifth one, right? You needed to stop the bleeding there.
It's not great to go into the break like that.
At the end of the first period yesterday, they were down 4-0 to the Bruins, and then immediately, as soon as the second period started, it was 5-0.
Yeah.
So it just, you can tell they're a little bit worn down. They've been playing over their skis. And, it's just, this team is not supposed to really be good right now. They're not supposed to be as good as they are. And we all kind of knew that. So with this losing streak, you can kind of rationalize and feel better about it and be like, this was never supposed to happen. It's even a privilege we were on that streak. Because if you remember, they had a winning streak before.
When they go to Minnesota, when they go to Winnipeg, and then they go to St. Louis and beat all three of those teams on the road.
Good teams.
Only to come back to drop 5 in a row now. It's kind of like,
it's frustrating because you just like to see them at least show some consistency, even if it's not going to be winning every game.
This team doesn't have a captain. They've got 2 assistant captains.
Mm-hmm. I think Connect needs
do you think they need the name
unwritten captain right now? I think Connect would be the captain.
I wonder why they haven't. What's the rationale for not naming a captain? Does Tortorella not think anybody's worthy of it?
Well, also too, it can go back to his quote where he said, "We can't fall in love with any of these guys." Maybe you don't want to give a guy a captain role if he might be shipped off at the deadline.
Is there anybody on this team that's untradeable?
Now Owen Tippett. Have him for 8 years. So if you think about untradeable, probably Owen Tippett and Jamie Drysdale, because you just traded for him.
By the way, Drysdale was a -4 yesterday. And that's one stat that really doesn't lie. Plus minus, you're on the ice. In hockey, you're on the ice and you're a -4. That's not good.
No, it's not great. I mean, he's got work to do. He wasn't a solidified, great NHL player when we acquired him. They still labeled him kind of as a prospect, and he's battled some injuries. So he's got to get in that groove still. And I think Tortorella is going to coach him to do that. I mean, did you see the clip with Sam Ersson yesterday after they pulled him?
Yeah.
Tortorella was, giving him pep talk on the sideline.
Yeah. He was saying it wasn't his fault.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he's talking to him, kind of yelling at him, also rationalizing with him, and he gives him a nice pat on the chest and goes, all right, go back to the locker room. So I think that Tortorella is the guy for this job, especially with a prospect like Drysdale, a defenseman like that. He's going to get him back on track. But yeah, it's not looking great for him right now.
One thing that'll kill you every time when you take dumb penalties, especially against a team like the Boston Bruins, you don't get, you're not going to survive. You can commit stupid penalties.
Yeah. They're going to take advantage.
Yeah, they're going to capitalize.
They're going to capitalize. Especially like Pasternak, he kills the Flyers.
Yeah. I mean, you can't give them free plays out of nothing. You can't just bail them out and give them penalties when a team like that who's veterans and seasoned, they're going to take advantage every time.
By the way, great turnout for the Flyers alumni. You should have seen the people in there. It was great.
Yeah, it's incredible to think with last year just how empty that stadium was on most nights.
Guys, 50 years since they won their first Stanley Cup.
How'd you feel about the Stadium Series jerseys that were released, by the way?
They're okay.
Yeah, I think
they don't bother me.
They're clean enough. They're not ugly.
Yeah, they're not ugly.
They're one of the best of the bunch of all 4 teams.
Yeah, the Islanders kind of.
I didn't see the Islanders.
They were kind of gross.
Yeah, I don't like the Islanders. The Devils I'm also not crazy about.
I like the way they do it with the sleeve, orange and black,
yeah.
That was pretty cool.
How'd you feel about the black nameplate on the back?
That's not it. They had that way back in the day.
I know. I'm saying, how'd you feel about them putting it in for the Stadium Series jersey?
Yeah, that's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's clean enough. Definitely, like Andrew said, one of the cleaner ones of the bunch.
Yeah. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com. or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. When you get down there, if you hear my voice say, hey, the locker room said hi. Get down there. That always helps. I want to tell you about the Stanton Insurance Group. Sting Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, But with a Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never, ever be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow night on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Embiid on the back down against Wembanyama. Powers by him. Head slams him. He banged into him and then dunked the ball.
It's Sixers Trailblazers tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. It's Sixers basketball all season long on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. The trains have kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Joe Conklin here, and I'm excited to cheer on the Philadelphia 76ers this season with Mark's Casino. Mark's Casino, the #1 casino in Pennsylvania, is the official local casino partner of the 76ers. That's right. Two of the best brands in the Philadelphia area are joined together to bring fans what they love most, wins. Remember to tune into 76ers games to get in on the Parks offers for fans. And to see me live at 360 at Parks Casino. Visit parkscasino.com for tickets. This is how you win. On or over, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live. Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Andrew Leeds, the intern. I don't know why I keep calling you the intern. You're not an intern.
Yeah, I've kind of upgraded, but it's kind of just my nickname at this point. So
producer Danny Ryan.
It's in his Twitter bio. He's got to keep
Yeah,
it.
I don't really know what my title would be at this point. So the intern's good for
609-403-0973 is the text. What do we ask?
Yeah, we want to know who you think's going to win the championship game today in the NFL. We need more input. AFC and NFC championship game, obviously. Lions versus the Niners. The later game at 6:30. At 3 o'clock game is Chiefs Ravens. I'm really excited about that one. Don't have to go into work until round 5, so it'll be a good one. But yeah, who do you think's going to win those games? And what's your opinion on the Eagles hiring their new coordinators? Kellen Moore as OC and Vic Fangio as DC. Personally, I have mixed feelings about Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator. I like the Fangio hire because, let's face it, either way, they were going to stick to their defensive philosophy. They weren't going to change it and be a blitz-heavy team. So you might as well get the guy who created and bring Vic Fangio in. So I like that hire. Kellen Moore, I'm more on a wait-and-see basis right now.
Has it moved the needle for you?
Nah, I mean, it has actually. It's moved it past Brian Johnson.
Well, anything's better than Brian Johnson.
Exactly. So like, it's a mini win.
I still can't understand if he had a horrible season. Would you agree? And for people, he's had like 4 interviews to become a head coach somewhere.
Yeah.
People are speculating that might be part of the Rooney Rule, which would be so messed up.
I don't understand that speculation. At the same time, teams that have interviewed him they had already fulfilled the Rooney Rule before interviewing him. So it doesn't seem like that's the case.
I hope not. Like that's a flawed rule if that's what teams are really doing with it. And some teams are guilty of that 100%. Whether it be with Brian Johnson or not, it's flawed.
I didn't talk a little Sixers basketball. In the beginning of the show, I told you how anticlimactic it was to turn on the TV last night and to see that Joel Embiid wasn't playing, especially against Nikolai Jokic. How do you say his name?
All right.
Whatever.
How do you say that guy on the Mavericks? Luka. That's his last name.
Doncic.
Close. Yeah, Doncic. And then Nikola Jokic. Jokic. There you go.
You know, I mean, that was like, to see those guys play against each other, the reigning MVP for the last couple of years. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
I didn't.
Listen, Joel Embiid can only miss 6 games.
6 more games. He misses 7. He can't qualify for the MVP
That's
anymore.
right. And was it
38 games
38 games left.
It's going to be a tough stretch. I mean, we did quote yesterday that apparently Embiid MVP just doesn't have a time anymore. I mean, he won it last year. He kind of moved past it. Now he's focused on winning a championship. But I hope it's
people like Danny said, the guy's having a monster year.
Yeah, I mentioned during the break, you know, if he plays 62
I would argue that he's playing better this year than he was.
He is. That show he is 100%. I mean, he didn't score a 70-point game last year.
No.
How about Luka, by the way, following up Embiid 73? Is that Luka?
Does anybody play defense anymore in this
I
league?
don't know, because Devin Booker scored 62 the same night.
Right.
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, I think, had 62.
Yeah,
for the Timberwolves. It's crazy. If you think about the Luka thing, too, he shot 76% from the field in that game. Unreal. And also, too, if you think about the storyline behind it, he played the Hawks, who traded him on draft night for Trae Young, dropped 73 against the Hawks. Oh, and by the way, his arch rival, Devin Booker, who was right on pace with Luka Doncic, he had 29 at the end of the first. He lost the game, only scored 62, and Luka one-upped him and scored 73 and won the game.
What do you think? Do you think it's harder for Devin Booker to hang 63 than it is Nikolai
Luka
Doncic? Is it harder for him to score?
They're honestly both pretty similar players.
Luka's got some height on him. He's got, obviously some more better build to him.
Last night he only had 28 or something.
Last night he had 28 versus 46.
Devin Booker himself did drop 70 as sophomore year in the league. It's
Yes.
been like 6 or 7 years at this point. But I mean, Devin Booker has had his own.
See, what makes him beat is the fact that he's so athletic for his size, and he can fly like the wind, dribbling the ball. He can go from end to end in the court, take it to the hole. He can pull up for a 3 at any point.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what he's also perfected? That 12 to 15 foot jump shot.
Yeah, that
in the
elbow
paint.
line from the free throw
Right.
jump shot. I mean, yeah, he's just kind of unstoppable. I mean, you can't really stop Joel Embiid at this point. I mean, he's going to find a way to score no matter what type of defense you throw at him. I mean, and another thing is that he scored his 70 points in 36 minutes.
Right.
I mean, that's
They
unprecedented.
pulled him with what, like 3 or 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it took Luka 45 minutes to drop his
By the
73.
way, they needed every single one of those points. They only won 148 to 143 against the Hawks in that game.
Right.
With no overtime, by the way.
All right, so here's the 70-point club. Will Chamberlain on March 2nd, 1962, he dropped 100. Now,
insane.
there is no paper trail, but there is audio of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
There's people that don't believe that he
I
actually
think it
scored.
happened.
Will
It seems like
landing.
it's too deep of a
The moon
conspiracy.
landing.
Yeah,
You guys,
listen,
you know,
if there's
we-
audio of it, it's proof. I'm going to go with that. He actually did do it.
Kobe Bryant, 81.
Yep.
On January 22nd, 2006.
The same day as Embiid's game.
Yeah.
January.
And Karl
20,
Anthony Towns, yeah. I mean, Kobe was with them. I truly believe that night. It was with both of them.
Yeah.
Will Chamberlain again on December 8th, 1961, 78. Will Chamberlain again January 13th, 1962, 73.
This guy good or something?
Will Chamberlain again against the San Francisco Warriors on November 16th, 1962, 73. David Thompson of the Nuggets on April 9th, 1978, he had 73. Will Chamberlain again. Then Elgin Baylor, David Robinson, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard all had 71. And then Chamberlain again, Devin Booker with 70, and then Joel Embiid with 70 just the other day. That's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's a small club to be in for Joel Embiid. I mean, yeah, I think like we were saying earlier with the whole MVP thing is that it's not necessarily that I really care at this point if he wins another MVP, but it would be a shame to see a season that is as dominant as this year is go to waste and not be recognized just because he didn't play enough games. I mean, he is far and away the MVP at this point. I mean, he's by far the favorite. So to see that go unrecognized, just for a lack of games,
yeah, I'd hate to see him miss like 8 games and not be eligible.
Right.
But only because of the season he's having.
Well, like I mentioned to you during the break, if he played 62 out of 65 games and was the clear MVP and didn't win it because of that stupid new rule, I get it to a certain extent as far as the rule goes where you want your best players on the floor. But like I said, if they're within, there has to be like a range. If they're within 5 games of that 65 threshold, I feel like you should almost get a pass.
Yeah, but remember the reason why they created the rule in the first place.
But, like, they're trying to prevent guys from playing like 40 games.
Load management games.
50 games. If you're in the 60 threshold, if you're missing like 20 to 22 games and you're the star of the team, you're a freak of nature like Embiid is, or like a Kevin Durant, a Kawhi who gets beat up a lot, and they're legitimate injuries, like there has to be some qualifications.
Yeah, but how about all the people that went to Denver last night that paid $2,000 to sit on the court to see Embiid against Jokic, and it didn't happen?
I mean, I get it, but
yeah, I mean,
you had 5 players out. They didn't want to get him injured. Apparently,
what's wrong with
Maxey?
What's wrong with Maxey? He didn't play last
I believe it was an illness, correct? I know
think
Tobias
was
was an illness.
Yeah, I believe they both were down with an illness. Yeah, but I mean,
Anthony Melton, he's still rehabbing, right?
Yeah, he's been out for a while now.
He's day to day though.
Yeah, he should be back soon.
Maxey, his injury designation was an ankle for yesterday's game, so it was Tobias with the illness.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, we're getting deep in the
5 players they had out yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
I'll take a look at it. Hold on.
I know.
It was Maxey, Melton,
Tobias.
Embiid, Tobias, and 4.
So no Covington, no Melton,
Covington.
no Bamba, no Embiid, no Harris, no Maxey. If you want to count Kenneth Lofton Jr., but the two-way player. But yeah, so if you don't count Kenny Lofton, it was 6 players out.
6 players.
Yeah,
and the score is 111-105.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly and Batum
stayed in it, man.
Yeah, almost won them that game, but obviously wasn't able to.
Pat
keep
Bev's
up in the
becoming
end.
a fan favorite.
I love him.
As soon as we brought him in over the summer, I was all on board. I saw some people mad about it. I was like, "Why are you mad? He's a dog."
It's been long overdue for him to come to Philadelphia. When you think Philadelphia, it's like, all right, we need that scrappy player. Pat Bev fits that mold perfectly. Last night, 17 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds in 37 minutes.
Yeah.
How about B-Ball Paul?
I was going to say.
30 points and 13 rebounds in 42 minutes. You kidding me? Kelly Oubre with the 25 piece.
I mean, Batum is the only one that didn't score in the starting lineup. But you look at 17, all 4 guys were in double figures.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good effort, and they were really, they were short man. Kenyon Martin Jr. playing 20 minutes. That's how you know you're short man. I would have liked to see Jaden Springer get some more minutes, but whatever.
What's Korkmaz doing?
Apparently one south.
Yeah, trying to find another team, but not really getting the chance to showcase himself at all.
My brother can't stand him.
Package him and KJ Martin in a deal at the deadline. And by the way, do we think they're going to trade for somebody at the deadline?
Who?
I believe it's February 8th.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know the league.
Thursday, February 8th.
I do. When I watch the NBA, guys, I got to be honest with you. I'm just watching the Sixers. For the most part.
Yeah. Last night there was a heck of a game between the Lakers and the Warriors that went to.
I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention because I was doing other stuff.
Went to double overtime. I forget if it went to triple overtime, but that was a heck of a game that was last night. But I agree. I'm at this point where it's really only the Sixers that I'm really focusing on.
All right, we'll get back on the other side. We'll wrap it up with some AFC, NFC, more talk about the
got
championship
some text
games.
flooding in as well.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Danny, what are the people? What's our question?
Yeah, we want to know who you think is going to win the AFC and NFC championship games today. The Chiefs-Ravens at 3. Then you have the Niners-Lions at 6:30. And then also, how do you feel about the new coordinator hires? Kellen Moore to Philadelphia as the offensive coordinator and Vic Fangio as the defensive coordinator. So some exciting or maybe not so exciting things in Philly. We want to hear from you at 609-403-0973.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. Circle Liquors is a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. When you get down there, please say hello. Tell them the locker room say it. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein, producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This Sunday, Westwood One brings you Championship Sunday. First, it's the AFC title game. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs face Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Then, the Detroit Lions aim for their first ever Super Bowl appearance when they take on the San Francisco 49ers. Doubleheader coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
Listen to Championship Weekend on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 2 p.m.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste. Randazzo's Pizza, this one right here. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roll. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Imagine having skin so soft and so smooth that you can't stop touching it. Well, now you can have that thanks to the amazing The nation back at Cherry Hill. The Lutronic laser erases fine lines and roughness, softens deeper lines, and firms up the skin, leaving your face glowing, radiant, and rejuvenated all in about an hour's time. It's a new year, so treat yourself. Call 856-MAKEOVER or visit ilovelylback.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, broadcast live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Swan, Andrew Leeds, Danny Ryan. And Danny, we have some text messages you'd like to read off?
Yeah, they are flooding in right here on the text board, 609-403-0973. Anonymous texture says, the real question you should be asking is, did Taylor Swift or did she not put Travis Kelce on the map? Little joke there. Dan and EHT chimes in and says, I like the hires because Moore and Fangio have experience. Johnson and Desai were very inexperienced, along with a young head coach in Sirianni, similar to Peterson and Reed in the past with the Eagles. The most success they had were with experienced play callers when they were young in their head coaching careers. He also chimes in to say, Lions Super Bowl, I wanted Reed to win a bowl, but this is getting ridiculous. Come on, Reed, figure out how to lose championship games like you did with the Eagles. Also, our buddy Dave Klemick from EHT. He's going Chiefs Niners to the Super Bowl. He's going Chiefs Niners to the Super Bowl. A little biased with Chiefs.
I want to be wearing these long pants.
I would bet he is on a rainy Sunday like this. I would bet he is.
If that was me, I would put it on.
He says Chiefs, Mahomes, and Kelce have their swag back and they're so experienced at the time. It's the year that's going to be almost impossible to stop their chemistry and momentum. I hope for Detroit, but Niners don't have a weakness right now. Go Chiefs. And yeah, like I said, just a little bit of bias there from Mr. Eminem, as Andrew said.
Yeah, he does raise good points. I mean, the Chiefs, they do have that experience. Lamar Jackson had his issues in the playoffs before.
Right.
Obviously, he shut those issues away last week. But I mean, I wouldn't be all that shocked to see the Chiefs go out to Baltimore and take them down.
Experience.
It does, yeah. It plays a huge role.
It's becoming like Brady, where you can't bet against him in the playoffs. You can't bet against Kelce. You can't bet against Reed and Mahomes. It's just
you got another one?
They're so good. That's it for right now. But keep them coming. We got about 3 minutes left here in the locker room. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, the emotional favorite is Detroit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, man. They've never been to a Super Bowl.
They've never even reached one.
Right.
Like, it's insane. Only 4 teams, but they're the only team that's been around for nearly as long as any of the other ones to not make it. So they're way past due to get there. And I mean, as an Eagles fan, there's extra motivation to root against the Niners because they've been insufferable. So
I would love to see Debo crying on the sidelines today after the game.
By the way, CJ Gardner-Johnson, that's a cool story. He's really giving it to Samuel, isn't he?
Yeah, you talked about that defense earlier, about that identity of just, being tough and gritting. And I think that CJ Gardner-Johnson, I mean, he brought that to Philadelphia last year. Now he's bringing it to Detroit.
So the Detroit Lions are the league's second-ranked passing offense, golf, and then 5th-ranked rushing attack led by David Montgomery and rookie Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr
Gibbs.
Yeah.
The 49ers are 14th against the pass and 3rd against the run. So something's got to give there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup both ways. I mean, obviously both teams have pretty high-powered offenses. It's going to be difficult for either team to stop.
Jared Goff, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
He's been great this year. He's going to get paid in the offseason, regardless if they, end their season today or if they move on to the Super Bowl. He's going to get paid, and he really has resurrected his career. I think the big question for today is, are they going to be able to protect Jared Goff in the pocket there? You got Chase Young and Nick Bosa on each edge.
Right.
And, obviously Javon Hargrave, they got talented guys up the middle. You're going to have to play your best ball if you're the offensive line for the Lions. Give him time to pass and utilize that high power.
How about this stat? When Goff plays at home, his passer rating is 107.9 at Ford Field. But when he goes on the road, Danny and Andrew,
not good.
89.4. That's a big disparity.
It's a significant drop. But I mean, you do got to think that today he is playing in California. He's a California kid. Grew up there his entire life, went to school at Cal. So maybe that'll be able to nullify.
In California.
Exactly. So maybe that'll nullify that a little bit. I know it's obviously not LA, it's San Francisco. But
yeah, I mean, it's a great point you bring up there too, because like that Detroit atmosphere in the dome was unbelievable, and they haven't played in the playoffs outside of that. So let's see how they adjust in San Francisco.
49ers had the league's 3rd-ranked rushing attack line, of course, Christian McCaffrey, and their 4th-ranked passing offense, Brock Purdy. I mean, he's had a solid season.
Yeah, I mean,
The only thing is 49ers had that 3-game losing streak in the middle. They didn't have Samuel.
Yeah, they didn't have Toronto Armstead for one of the games. CMC was a little bit beat up. So I think this is a really talented team. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be another Chiefs 49ers Super Bowl. But I'd love to see a Ravens 49ers Super Bowl again. A little rematch. What was it, 2012? Back when the Harbaugh brothers met?
Harbaugh.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good
Harbaugh.
game. The lights went out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I feel good for Dan Campbell. He goes 2-0 in the playoffs, turning a team around after going 4-19-1 in his first 24 games.
Yeah, I mean, win or lose today, Dan Campbell's proven that he's a heck of a coach and that he's their guy in Detroit for the next decade.
Like, how did Detroit took on the coach's personality?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? He looks like a no-nonsense tough guy. You know what I mean?
Also, you could tell he loves Detroit. I mean, he was on the Detroit Lions team that year that they went 0-16. So you could tell.
Oh, was he really?
I'm pretty sure
Led by
that he
Dan
was.
Orlovsky.
Is that right?
I think that's
so.
true. He was on the Lions.
I did not know that, Leeds.
So yeah, I
That's
mean,
good
you could
info.
tell that he bleeds blue for the Detroit organization.
Organization. Is that his Canadian accent?
Organization.
The organization.
Oh man, I had no idea that was a Canadian word until you told me that.
Organization.
Yeah. The one time you said I sounded Canadian, I had no idea what you were talking
My
about.
daughter met.
Yeah, Dan Campbell wasn't that 0-16
How
team.
about that? Hey, my daughter met Craig Berube, and we were walking out. She says, "Daddy," he says, "Oh."
All right, score predictions. Let's go. Chiefs, Ravens, 3 o'clock.
Chiefs, Ravens. I'm going to go 31-28 Chiefs.
Niners, Lions, 6:30.
Detroit, 27. Niners, 24.
Wow. All right,
There you
Leeds.
go. I'm gonna say Baltimore is gonna eke out a 28-27 victory over the Chiefs. I think they're gonna take it, and then the other side, I think it is gonna be the Niners, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be 30-23.
I don't got time for score, but give me the Ravens. I got to be real. Give me the Niners in the NFC Championship game.
All right. It's a wrap for us today. I hope we entertained you. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday.
Because
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy the rest of your weekend in the NFC and AFC Championship games right here at 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
You have the choice, whether it's going out to dinner or ordering takeout at a local restaurant. Those choices help to put money back into your community. And Town Square Media South Jersey puts a spotlight